KSM Show.
I'm Kofi Boa, MP for Elembele. I endorse the KSM Show. It is the best.
Yeah, we're back. I started looking for you, especially when the news started. The news about, and maybe you heard them, I'm sure you did. How you got the position?
Oh.
Apparently, you had something going with John Mahama.
It wasn't just him. There's
several big men.
Oh, there were several big men?
Yes.
Not only him?
Not only him.
The one I read, though, that I thought I knew was, fake news, but it was quite interesting. Apparently, your husband had written to Mahama to warn him. Stay away from her. Did you hear that?
I did. That was particularly funny for us.
Oh, you guys, you had a laugh at it?
Yes, because he was like, who are they talking about? I'm like, you. That was a good one.
How was he processing it? I'll come to you, but he's a husband, and his crime was marrying a woman who was accomplished. You had to be an E.C, and you were being grilled. And how was he handling it?
He was very supportive. He took it very well.
He did?
Yes,
yeah.
And I think he expected more of what was going to happen than I did.
Oh, really?
So he was better prepared.
Yes. It took you by shock?
The pettiness, yes, but other than that, I think there's some things that just come with that kind of job. But the fiction and the pettiness, once in a while I got surprised.
What surprised you?
The human capacity to lie was quite surprising for me. And not just lie, but the stories were very detailed.
Yeah.
The detail used to surprise me. There was one about my father being a warlock and a billionaire, a Jack Ojo, yes. And he had been very, an NDC financier and had spent all this money. And my siblings and I were like, what are they talking about? I said, that's our father. And
we
we're
didn't
like,
know
so
this.
the old man has been lying to us, he's a billionaire all this time. And it was very detailed about someone who used to take me to school in her car in primary school. Very detailed lies. The lies were a bit surprising. But,
you were surprised by how profound the lies were.
Yeah, and I thought, we could have some really fantastic writers who are just, it's a lost calling. They're like in the wrong place. But other than that.
Wow. Fortunately, you said he was cool with it. He expected it?
Yes.
Wow.
He's an artist, so maybe he has a better appreciation of the human spirit than I do. But,
So you became the electoral commissioner. There was all this bashing, man. Well, you took a bashing on. There was the TV, some presenter. I don't know. I don't want to mention names, but they took you on. Were you hearing these things?
I wasn't listening.
You weren't listening.
No.
Nobody came to tell you that.
If it had to do with the work,
okay,
then there were people who would, in the office, who would, let us know that this was going on. But generally, I was pretty well insulated. I took a decision not to listen because I didn't want to be reactive, and I didn't want my thinking to be clouded and to be influenced. So I personally took it. I don't know about the other commissioners, but I was not reading newspapers. I was not watching TV. I was not listening to radio.
Wow.
So only the important stuff got through to me.
Okay.
So all the name calling and all that, sometimes people will forward it to me on WhatsApp, but just you need to ignore it and move on.
And you let roll of your back and you move on?
Well, it's not what they call
nights?
you. No. It's not what they call you, it's what you answer to that really matters.
Okay.
Sleepless nights, no.
It's not what they call you, it's what you answer to.
Yes.
Did you have to answer to anything?
That's why I ignored them, because it was me they would say to my name.
Oh, wow. So then all the brouhaha and everything, and finally came up that a group of people have written some petition to oust you. How are you processing through all of that when it was big in the news that there are some, I think, E.C people, staff?
Well, so they said. I mean, I study the Bible a lot. And I study the Bible because there are such interesting stories there. And you'd find that human nature has never changed. A lot of the things happening today have happened already. I mean, people coming together, schemes, I mean, what hasn't happened? But there's a power of man and there's a power of God. And I just knew it was a process. And all I had to do was stick with it and get past it. And you see, it's a storm. And after every storm, there's always
During the storm,
something.
when you were inside the storm, how were you?
I was calm. And I took a decision. I would not lose my joy. I would not become bitter. I'll become better after it. Because I knew the storm would end. One way or the other. It couldn't go on forever. So mine was to just keep walking. Don't get bitter. And you know, I live by the 4 agreements. And one of it is don't take it personal. Respect the process. It's a process. It would end. But if you're really a child of God, you also know that no matter what happens, God has got you. So I wasn't really troubled.
You don't take it personal.
That's one of the 4
There were
agreements.
personal attacks, but you just don't listen
You
to
see,
them.
when people attack you personally, it is also a product of what and who they are. Sometimes it's not even about you.
It's about those who are attacking
Yes,
you.
and one of the things I saw at the Electoral Commission was that when you are in a public position like that, people kind of project themselves onto you. So what they imagine they would do in that position, they imagine you're doing. And so that fuels the attack. It doesn't necessarily mean it's you. My concern was that I got in there young and I was determined, and I really hoped that it would not change the essence of who I am, and that I knew I would not stay there into my old age. But I wanted to make sure that whatever I needed to learn there, I learned. Whatever I needed to achieve there, I achieved, but that I would move on with grace and with dignity into whatever else I find myself doing.
I like that. I like that. I like that. And so, well, there was the brouhaha, and then they let you go.
Yes.
They let you go. And then the United Nations made you a consultant for election coming.
Yeah, before that I was with ECOWAS for the Nigerian elections.
Okay.
And then right after I finished that, then the UN sent me to Afghanistan.
How's Afghanistan?
Fascinating. It's an incredibly beautiful country with some of the warmest, most amazing people I've met.
Really?
Yes. It was difficult being away from home for extended periods because I had breaks, but you just dash in briefly. It was tough on my family, but it's one of the best professional experiences of my life, and I'm immensely grateful for it.
All right. And I'm glad you just brought in family because it just clicked. I didn't ask about how your family was also processing all the hullabaloo when you were in office. How were they taking it? I mean, there was some very nasty stuff. How did your family handle it?
My father had a tough time, but he didn't show it.
He didn't show it?
No, he didn't show it. I think he felt it was his duty to be supportive of me. But after the elections, he said he was very proud at the job I had done. When I left, I think he was relieved that I was no longer in public service because he had never really liked the idea of me going to public service. My siblings were fantastic. My siblings were exceptionally supportive. And I think everybody just came around. It was their duty to just keep me going. And I mean, they took care of anything that I could not because of time limitations. Like my sister would do my shopping, step in for my kids when I couldn't be there. My siblings who were outside Ghana were incredibly supportive. Of course, the WhatsApp things would laugh about it on the platform, but I think that my family really put me first. I was everybody's primary concern, and that was very warm. It was very, I'm really grateful for that. At least I got to know what an incredible family I had. My mother's, that was a tough one. I'm not sure they could have handled it as well. As God would have it, my mother passed away February of the election year. and my stepmother passed away June of the election year. In fact, when I went to the U.S., because we buried my stepmom in the U.S., when I went for her funeral, because I had to take some time and go for her funeral, and then I had to go to the UN headquarters because they wanted me, so I scheduled it about the same time. Some of the stories were that I had gone to have meetings with some strange people in cities I never even went to on how to rig the elections. I had gone to inspect rigging equipment. I mean, bizarre stuff.
You want to inspect the rigging equipment?
Yes. I don't know what that is, yes. And why they would have it in the US. But
wow.
Those are some of the stories that come with the territory. In fact, we used to laugh that as a family, that during the days at the EC days as we call it, we discovered more about ourselves than we would have
ever knew.
I mean, I had properties I'm still looking for. I still don't have details of this property.
Where are your properties?
I believe I had a house in New Jersey. NDC was supposed to have given me a house in Dubai. I'm still looking for. I don't want the keys. I don't want the keys. I just want the address. I'll change the locks. And then I had a house in one of the islands, Mauritius or some place like that. I'm still looking for this.
For these houses.
And then I remember at a point, NDC was supposed to have given me 12 million cedis through Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, and then Felix took some of it.
I heard that one.
Yes. So
I think I heard that.
I think when it got really loud, he got my number and he called me and he was sending messages like, oh, he's hearing this story. So I'm like, Felix, stop it. Please bring my money. Don't play. I believe this story. This one I want to bring my money. Bring my money. But it comes with the territory. But the family, I think they took it really well.
Kids?
The kids had a tougher time. The kids had a tougher time. But God is good. God takes care of his own. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So now, it seems almost like then it was sort of a relief to be let go. Were you relieved? Were you disappointed when you heard that, okay, Charlotte has been, I don't know whether you use the word fired or dismissed or whatever.
Oh, fired.
Fired.
That's what my daughter says. A certain level of relief, yes, because it had just been constant, very petty drama. There was a sense that it could have been handled better. We didn't need, it was a lot of unnecessary drama. Yeah. But I was also proud. I had done 4 years as chair of the NCCE, first female chair.
It's amazing that you were first female chair of the NCCE.
Yes.
And that didn't strike anybody until you became the first woman electoral commissioner.
Amazingly. And I also didn't have to sleep with anybody for NCCE.
Oh.
When I moved to an equivalent position with the same salary, all of a sudden I had to do all this.
So it wasn't like a leap. It was
a vertical, it was a horizontal move.
Okay, okay.
So I was happy that, and I was also very thankful to God that I had been able to serve my country at such high levels at the NCC and at the EC. I was happy that the elections went the way we wanted it to go. And when we say that, it's not in terms of outcomes, in terms of process.
The process, yeah.
I didn't care about outcomes. It's in terms of process and the cohesion of the nation and all that going forward. And I was also happy that I could do all that and leave before I turned 50 and do other things. So
we'll get to your turning 50 very soon.
Why?
I heard it was an event. But before then, as the electoral commissioner, the day of voting, I always imagine what you go through. You wake up in the morning, is the day that people are going to. What do you go through? Is that one of your scariest moments? Or
I wouldn't say scary, but there's a buzz. That's the day. Because everything you do prior to that works up to that day. And the process has to be smooth. The process, the systems have to work. You know, the work of an electoral commissioner is like a PA system.
A PA?
System, public address system. When the citizens get up to go and cast their vote, that is their voice speaking. Your work is to amplify that voice and make sure that the voice of the people is heard through the ballot. And the way that happens is by making sure that everybody who is entitled to vote has the opportunity to go and vote in a process that is free. There's no intimidation. They're allowed to freely go and cast their vote. The systems must work so that the outcomes reflect the votes. And so when you wake up that day, especially in a system that is technology dependent, and for me, coming from the challenges we had in 2012, the biggest worry is the systems working. And you remember that you have 29,000 polling stations. There are 99 items that must be at that polling station, plus the support staff, the ad hoc election officials. So you have, every polling station must have the register, they must have the biometric verification system, they must have the validation stamp, they must have the inks, to mark you when you vote. They must have the demarcation tapes, they must have the booth. So, and some of those stuff you cannot send ahead because of the security implications. So some, in terms of logistics, the timing has to be as close as possible. So you do it close enough to make sure that the security is not compromised, but also it must be ready to start on time. So your anxiety on election day is, are all the materials there? Have all the staff shown up? Are staff going to do right on that day? Are the security agencies going to do their work? So there's a lot going through your mind.
Did you get any scares that day? Like phone calls, something is not happening?
I did.
Yeah.
And we had, I remember we had set up, there was the operations room, and Amadou Sule was in charge of the operations room. And there was a social media hub where we were looking at all the, whatever is going on out there. And I was there, and I think I brought Joy FM in to set up an in-house studio. And then at some point, I think reports started coming in that President Rawlings could not find his name on the register.
We couldn't find his name.
I was like, Jesus, I'm dead. It's like, how is this?
Of all the people.
Exactly. So we made a few calls, and I was like, calling. I ran to the ops room. I'm like, Sule, President Rawlings can't find him on the register. He's like, oh. I said, you better find out what's happening. So we checked. We said, no, but his name. I said, call. Let's check. And we're like, his name is here. And so we identified the polling station. And I sent him a message. I said, this is your polling station. Your name is there. You're supposed to be there. I think he had maybe gone to the wrong one or something. I can't remember exactly what happened. So he found his name, and then peace on earth was restored. Yeah.
Wow.
But from about 9-10 o'clock, when you know that generally everything is going well and systems are working, then
you can breathe a bit.
After that I'm done. I was chilled. I was like, okay, this is it.
Now let it flow.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, I thank her that she's led me into the electoral process and systems. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the systems. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The KSM Show.
Okay, also remember that we are having a special post-COVID rates on the KSM Show. If you have any ad, please call the number 024-766-1983, and we'll discuss some very good rates with you to put your ads on the KSM Show. Is it red wine or white wine? Whichever it is, go for man wine. They have the best. And by the way, when you call them, tell them that you had it on KSM. That alone will get you a discount.
Therefore, se wope wine and sata me pacho pi man family wine am rantie miensa wo mu free Stellenbosch South Africa ye ne kira kwan red wine na wodo ni bi ene Cabernet Sauvignon Merlot and Syrah white wine nso ebi ne Chardonnay and Chanel Blanc wo pese wo enjoy wine ya me pacho pi white wine no 7 ice cold and a red wine nso maninye cool kakra wo pache de bi dia mo pani bia man family wine wo ye party and a yen swa. Emma Free Man Family Wine. RT's option was Spintex Road in Crankwa and a sole distributor at Ghana. At to phone for 020-811-0618 059-261-1618 and now 020-816-1601. Man Family Wine Obia see ye nom ni nyansemu wonton many pa woni fie dumotwe ensesa penfo num bie FDA ahwehwe sa edwedi nkrato imagya to mu se eye.
Okay, folks, Sunday at 6 p.m. Go online on Facebook and Safar channel on YouTube and see an amazing Odo Wahala together with an amazing chat room discussion.
Odo Wahala.
Uni GDS na opese ohye bema na nuonyam. Na die nso bone ben na waye.
Animonyam, be show be animonyam a. Manipa ne hu say sei e na opese oye den. We mano.
And make say Eric no say be occasion you can on see
because
on the buy
on so
so nim say occasion you can on finish so and oba for so be in position into oba na if you know on tena se what I say Eric on tena se and oba for and be in position
e bia o kan so an kono be kwa
oba anything just to keep the marriage
Odo Wahala eyasem mata Odo mu wahala eyasem mata
ahwefo ene de ya sanda bibi fufura badwa so eye erata ye nton cars nkoa se ope quick service ope so maintain wo car ubetimi aba ye wo original synthetic oil, that is castor oil for high grade cars, and your low ones, and we have the Speedmate oil from Korea, your brake pads, your oil filters, your all the original items that you need for your car. Ball joints need be and it is all per quick service about your car. Please don't hesitate. Bombardier Bre Rata Motors, ne baby biama. So we parts be na why dinner na winya, Ubama ba, Ubami who parts and the better chances no by other part now at a very reasonable cost. It is said that there are some for and abba.
Hello, we know you like elegant, decent, classy, and original northern smoke or fugu without royal touch. But where and how to get the best is your concern. Worry no more. Step Up Ghana, day for you. We provide you with only high-end quality smokes, smoke-inspired outfits, and smoke fabrics. Our showroom is located in Wa, next to the Kambale Goyal filling station of the Residency Road. Good news is that we do worldwide deliveries also. So please, don't worry about the distance. You can visit our website on www.stepup.com. Call or WhatsApp us on 0244-913393. On Facebook and Instagram at Step Up GH. Step Up, always a step up.